We're now just hours away from marking 1 year since that toxic train derailment in East Palestine. Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost and Senator J.D. Vance met with residents today who say they are still concerned about what may have been left behind.
Our Lindsay Buckingham has their message for the future, plus what events are planned for the 1 year marker.
Today, Ohio Attorney General Dave Yost vowing to find answers for East Palestine.
I'm going to stand in the courthouse door until we have the answers that we need.
Last March, Yost filed a 58-count federal lawsuit against Norfolk Southern, seeking to hold the company financially responsible for the derailment. While Yost acknowledged Norfolk Southern had been, quote, active and responsive in cleanup efforts immediately following the crisis, he also said lawmakers and officials would keep monitoring long-term effects of the disaster and the resources residents would need.
We need to make sure that the resolution is fair and regards the long-term health and safety of the people of Ohio and specifically East Palestine. You are not forgotten.
Ohio Senator J.D. Vance also made a stop in East Palestine today to meet with community members and local leaders.
I think where we are on the cleanup is we're making progress. It's going slower than any of us would like. I think the ground is in a much better position. The ground contamination is much improved.
The visits from the Ohio leaders come one day before a unique event commemorating the tragedy. The East Palestine Film Festival will bring 17 environmental films, including 3 about East Palestine. Coordinator Robert Corna said the movies would inspire people to help.
When people come to see these movies, they're going to come out of the theater wanting to do something, whether it's to help East Palestine or back in their hometown to help an issue. But definitely, you won't be able to walk out of this film festival without being inspired by these movies.
The film festival is happening Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. in the Main Street Theater in Columbiana. Tickets are free. Community members will also hear from famed activist Erin Brockovich in the afternoon.
All right, Lindsay, thank you so much. And by the way, Laura Queso is in the newsroom tonight. Laura, you've been taking us inside this recent trip to East Palestine all week. Such great stories that you're bringing us leading up to tomorrow. What are you talking about tonight?
Well, I spent time, like you said, Christy, talking with these residents and officials of East Palestine, too. And I really found really different reactions to what's happened in East Palestine in the last year. Some people, they just aren't fearful. They believe their village is safer now with all of the testing that's happening. We saw Norfolk Southern there while we were on the property. And then you have the exact opposite from people, scared for what's to come. Some won't even touch the water. They won't bathe in it, certainly won't drink it. And then others, including the East Palestine fire chief, tell me he's been drinking that water and using it to make his morning coffee ever since the derailment. And then there are residents who say they don't even want anything to do with the water. They are scared of what is inside of it. Those are just some of the fears from those in and around East Palestine. I want to say, because the sound didn't play, but I want to recap it because it is so powerful. You know, some are saying that when they've been in the creeks, they're literally getting sore throats. They're getting rashes. Others are saying when they drink the water, their lips go numb, their tongues go numb. They break out in hives. This is what those residents were saying, were telling me when I went there. And then some are saying, I'm totally fine. You know, we brought you sound from the fire chief who said that. He has no problem with what is happening in the soil there, or the water there, or the air quality there. So, as we've reported, tomorrow marks 1 year since that derailment, and we have full and extensive coverage of what's happening now and what's happening next tomorrow morning on Go. Christy?
They have been so eye-opening, these
Very
reports.
much.
And when you have that dichotomy of people saying nothing's happening to me and other people having those horrible incidents that you just touched on, it makes you wonder about the source of that water. Are there different sources and what's happening? But boy, Laura, thank you so much.
Sure, thanks.